You're listening to An Elite Mind Unlocked with your host, Martin Roberts.
This week's topic, mental toughness for a competitive edge.
When the clock's winding down, the crowd is roaring, and everything is on the line, what do the greats rely on? Here's today's question. In high-stake moments, what mental skill did Michael Jordan reportedly value most during crunch time? Was it focus, motivation, or confidence? Stick around, I'll reveal the answer at the end of today's episode. Welcome back to An Elite Mind Unlocked. We're exploring one of the most vital yet underestimated components of elite performance, mental toughness. Not just the grit to keep going, but the mental skill set that allows athletes to thrive under pressure, adapt on the fly, and make critical decisions in the heat of competition. So let's kick things off with this. Mental toughness begins with focus. Not hype, not emotion, but the quiet discipline of being able to block out distractions, laser in on what matters. And focus isn't just a natural gift, it's a skill you can train. Picture yourself in a high pressure match. Everything around you is noise. The opponents, the fans, the stakes. Yet your job is to stay locked in, your technique and your role and what's your next move. That's focus. And athletes who can harness it in the tough moments, they're the ones who constantly rise to the top. Sports psychology research backs this up, particularly studies on attentional control. Athletes with higher control are better under stress. They don't just react to chaos, they adapt. They respond, they hold their nerve. Take Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest of all time. He once said, you have to expect things of yourself before you can do them. And those expectations, they don't just come from hype, they come from inner belief sharpened by relentless focus. Now, let's talk about when things go wrong. You're in a game, you're prepared, you're ready, and suddenly you lose your head. You react instead of respond. You made a mistake, and you never make mistakes in training. So what happened? You've lost focus. And here's the thing, this happens even at the elite level. The difference is, top performers have a strategy for bringing their focus back. They know how to hit a mental reset. Cristiano Ronaldo is a master of this. Picture him in an intense away game, the whistles, the boos, the tension, and yet he locks in. His ability to tune out the chaos and execute comes from mastering attentional control. The science backs this. The DEF's model of attentional focus describes how elite athletes shift between broad and narrow focus depending on the moment, and how poor focus often comes from being in the wrong mode at the wrong time. So how do you train this? Try this. Focus resets. Maybe it's a deep breath, maybe it's tapping your thigh, maybe it's repeating a cue word like now. It's a small action, your action, but it signals to your brain to reset, to refocus, to execute.
Do you think you could benefit from working with a sports psychology consultant?
Martin has some new openings for a free 20-minute no-obligation consultation to see if he can help you train your inner champion.
Visit www.elitemind.solutions.com to learn more.
Here's the real game changer. It's called your inner voice. Self-talk is often overlooked, but is one of the most powerful tools in your mental performance toolbox. Every athlete talks to themselves, consciously or unconsciously. The key is taking control of that conversation. Because whether your inner voice says, I've got this, or it says, I can't do this, it's shaping your performance. A study in 2009 by Hardy and colleagues found that structured, positive self-talk directly improves confidence and focus and even physical execution. So think about that. Your words literally affect your muscles and reactions. So just look at Serena Williams. She's been open about using positive affirmations to stay composed in the toughest matches. That's not fluff. It's science-backed mental skill. So do you want to start training yours? Then start simple. Create a mantra, something short and powerful. Next play, stay composed. I belong here. You pick your words, make them meaningful, and use it when you're under pressure. Say it when doubt creeps in, and over time, it will become your mental anchor. So what's the takeaway from today? Mental toughness isn't about emotionless. It's about being focused, resilient, and in control of your internal world, especially when the external world is chaotic. You can train this. You can train focus with resets and mindfulness. You can train attentional control with awareness and keywords. You can train your self-talk with intention and repetition. The mind is a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger with work. So let's go back to my opening question. I said that in high-stake moments, what mental skill did Michael Jordan reportedly value the most? The answer? Focus. Because when your focus is right, motivation flows and confidence follows. That was his edge, and it can be yours too. Thanks for tuning in to Elite Mind Unlocked. If this episode has resonated with you, share it with a teammate, coach, or fellow competitor. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly insights into the mental side of sport. Until next time, train your mind, conquer your goals.
You can watch Martin's short videos each week on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube.
Or at www.eliteminsolutions.com.